Our closure call a couple of days ago was way more explosive than I think anybody was expecting, because really all she wanted was to find out why she and her best friend aren't best friends anymore. So she asked us to reach out to her and to the former best friend. And that's when things went sideways and got explosive really, really quickly.
Yeah, so our Bert Show listeners, why is my friend who I've known since my sophomore year of college several years ago just basically fell off the face of the earth? So they graduated, continued their friendship, hung out. Our Bert Show listener started dating her now husband, started a job, which was quite demanding, but she was still, she said, trying to make an effort to maintain a friendship. But her friend just kind of, for lack of a better word, ghosted her. And she even invited her to the wedding, and she didn't show up to the wedding. So for all these years, and she let it go, but for all these years, she's like, I have no idea why our friendship fizzled. She was always seemed to be the one flaking on me, even though I was, dating my now husband and then had a new job and then started planning a wedding, and she was absent. So she had hit a wall and just really wanted to know why this friendship failed.
Yeah, and I think I said this a couple of days ago also, that when you're looking for closure on why a dude ghosted you, I always kind of feel like it's a silly segment, because he's telling you everything you need to know. I mean, this is really when ego kicks in and you're like, I need to know. He's telling you he's just not into you, or she's telling you he's just not but when you're talking about a best friend and it goes away, that's something I would have to go down and try to explore, right? So we asked her, once she confronted her husband about it, please give us some kind of update, and she did. Here's the email. Hey, Bert Show.
Oh, I forgot that part.
What's
because
that?
the major part of it, when Alyssa reached, because Amanda's our listener who wants to know why the friend ditched her. We reached out to Alyssa, and Alyssa was like, basically something happened with the husband, and you need to talk to him about it.
Didn't she say that he came on to her a couple of different times?
Yeah, she didn't want to say too much, but said just enough to allude to the fact that he had hit on her or something, he had done something inappropriate, and she didn't go into grand detail, but she's like, I've already said too much, I can't say anymore, I don't want to have, this is it, I don't want to have any more to do with this, but gave Amanda just enough to be like, okay, so my husband knows why I'm no longer friends with this woman.
And keep in mind, I think she said also, if I'm remembering correctly, she said, I was kind of starting to feel him a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that's why I kind of bailed from our friendship, because I didn't want to risk that. So this is the email update. Hey, Bert Show, I do have a small update, but I'm still very confused on the entire thing. I know she said she didn't want to meet up with me, but I think it's what I really need. I confronted my husband with the information you guys were able to get for me. He looked shocked and adamantly denied it. No surprise there, right? I asked if there was any way she was giving the partial truth and maybe twisting it. Like, did she maybe come on to him but is spinning it now? He even said that was a complete lie. He said he had nothing to do with her and had no interest in her. He said he hardly ever really talked to her. He swears that her story is 100% untrue. He seemed to be telling the truth, but I also don't know what reason she would have to make that up. So I'm not sure what to do. I don't know how to prove it either way. I do know that he has never given me any reason to not trust him. He also never abandoned me like she did. So do I just give him the benefit of the doubt and assume she is lying, or is there more I can do to find out? I think the question is probably, do you want to find out?
Yeah, is it worth because obviously this happened in the past. I mean, your friend said nothing happened, that he came on to her, and you were correct, Bert. She ran into him with a group of friends, and there was oh, I'm starting to feel a little something too. I have to put an end to this, so I'm going to bow out of the friendship. And that's when Davi was like, that's actually a good friend who's going to bow out of the friendship because she doesn't want to jeopardize your relationship because she knows what she's feeling is wrong.
Right.
So at this point, I don't see what the point is. I really don't see what the point is.
Yeah, I would let it go. I mean, I would love, if I were in her shoes, I would love for my quote-unquote friend to be a friend and give me the information that I'm asking so that I can make some type of declaration off of it. But if she's not going to give you that, you can't force her. And if I can't get that information, then I'm just letting it go and being happy in my marriage.
So what happens also? So let's say the best friend agrees to meet up. They sit down, they have coffee. She tells her side of things. Amanda goes back to her husband. And again, you got this he said, she said thing. So I don't know anything is going to be resolved unless there are actual receipts.
It's almost like the three of them have to be in the room at the same time having a conversation.
Would you continue to pursue this, Kristen, or would you just let it go?
And also, I wouldn't.
You let it go.
Yeah, I feel like this point.
Would you let it go?
I would try. It wouldn't be gone overnight. I know that for sure, but I would try.
The Bert Show.
Hey, do you like what you just watched? Because you can get more Bert Show for free. We drop new podcast every weekday, and you can find us anywhere. Spotify, Apple, any place you get podcasts.